Welcome everyone to practice. I'm Kimberly. Today's class is a nervous system flow. It's going to be a series of breath-linked postures to help with our nerves and their relationship to the tissues that surround them. So we'll be nerve flossing, just through some movements to help with that guiding or gliding of the nerves within their tissues. If you enjoyed today's class, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you would like, you can leave me any questions or comments in the comment box below. I always love to hear from you. So let's get started on our back. We're just going to start feet flat with knees bent. And then draw your right knee into your chest and just interlace behind the back of the leg. Now keep that. I want you to flex your foot and then straighten the leg and point your foot. And that's all it is. Inhale, bend the knee, flex the ankle. Straighten or extend the knee and flex. And 8 more. Just getting into that sciatic nerve to start. Just by coming right into these more simple breath-linked movements. Not going for any big sensation. Just finding really that mobility of the tissues to glide. And that'll be the common theme throughout. So set the right foot down. Let's come right to the second side. Interlace behind the back of the leg. Flex the foot. And then just straighten and point the foot. And the breath doesn't have to be specific. Really tap into your own rhythm and coordination to the breath in and out. To then help with that parasympathetic response, so that linking of the breath to the movement. Last one. Good. Then hug your knees in. And then come up to a seat. We're going to find reverse tabletop. So fingers point forward. Plant the feet down flat. And then inhale. Just lift your hips. Hug back to the belly. And then bring your hips down. Pinwheel your knees to the right. And then take your left hand to the knee. Stretch your right arm up. Just a little side bend there. Inhale. And then we'll take our right palm down to the floor. Turn the fingers back. And then draw your right ear to your shoulder. Push through the palm. Inhale. Reach the arm over. Left ear to shoulder. And then right ear to shoulder as you turn the fingers back. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Last one. And then come back through center, reverse tabletop. Draw the shoulder heads back, lift the hips up. Hug back to the belly. And then drop your hips down, spin your knees off to the left. And then take your right hand to your knee. Inhale, reach your left bicep in line with the ears. You side bend to the right. And then exhale, just sit up, turn the left fingers back, and then drop left ear to shoulder. Inhale, side bend right. Drop head to shoulder, and then exhale, push down, drop ear to shoulder, left ear to shoulder. So we're getting into the median nerve that runs right down the arm. Last one. And then come back through center, reverse tabletop. Take an inhale and just lift up. Keep a forward gaze. Hug back through the belly. And then bring your bottom down. Good. Come right to tabletop. And this one's going to be a little, if not very strange. We're going to have to come out of autopilot here. So we're going to change the pressure on the spinal cord. So inhale, just find a cow, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine. But now we're going to reverse that. So inhale, find cow in the torso, but then tuck your chin. And then push away, lift your chin. Inhale, cow in the torso, chin to chest. And then cat in the torso, but lift the chin. So we're just changing up that pressure on the front of the spine. Spinal cord itself. It's going to feel strange. Just keep breathing, go with it. Wrap your mind around it. Good. And then come back to neutral there. Find a cat and sit back towards your heels. Come back up to tabletop. Curl your back toes under. Arrive right into downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Let's take a full breath. And then look to your hands and walk your feet to your hands. Come to a standing forward fold. Drop your head. And just pause, empty out completely. And then inhale, bend your knees and roll up one vertebra at a time. Reach the arms up. Take an inhale and fill up. Thumbs to heart. Sweep your arms to the sky. Breath in. Exhale and fold. Take an inhale and lengthen out. Step back to plank. Hinge forward from your toes. And then bend your elbows. And then come all the way down. Inhale, cobra pose. Point your toes back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look to the hands. Inhale. Step or hop, feet to hands. Take an inhale, lengthen, fill up. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand, breathe in. Empty out as you fold forward. Lengthen the front spine. And then step or hop back to chaturanga. Take it through up dog or cobra. Downward facing. Ripple forward to high plank. And then chaturanga to your belly. Come into Sphinx pose. So walk the palms forward. Draw your elbows down right under your shoulders or slightly forward. Take an inhale, lift your chin, stretch the front spine out. And then exhale, round. Push your forearms down, lift your navel. Twice more. Inhale. As you do that, lift the right leg. And then exhale, round, both thighs down. Inhale, lift the left leg, lift the chin. Doesn't have to be much. Exhale, round, zip up low belly, chin to chest. One more each side. Inhale, lift the right leg, lift the chin, exhale, round. Push down through both feet. Inhale, lift the left leg. And exhale, round. Good. Inhale, form plank. Lift both thighs. And then exhale, walk your feet in for dolphin. Drop your head. Take a full breath. And then you can just straighten your arms for down dog or move through a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Downward facing dog. Stretch your right leg up. Knee to nose. Step it between your hands. Inhale, sweep your right arm up. Ground your left heel and thread your right arm between the space of your right leg and left arm. Somewhere to tap around the left calf. Inhale. Spin back to the ball of the foot. Stretch your right arm up. Exhale. Thread your arm. Tap the calf. And then moving through that, you don't have to straighten your right leg all the way. But roll the chest open as you rebend the knee. And then lift the belly as you reach towards that back leg, regardless of if you tap it or not. And again, last one, inhale. And then bring your right hand down, core plank, exhale. Elbows down, dolphin splits, inhale, tuck your chin. And then exhale, bend your left knee to hover. Curl your right toes under. Pull your chin forward as you float the left leg back and hover it. Inhale. Keep the left leg lifted. Exhale, point your right toes back. Take an inhale, lift your chin. And then both feet down, exhale, round. Good. Take an inhale. Come to your lowest ribs. Float your arms back, thumbs up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then lift your legs. Take a breath in. Exhale, plant your palms, curl your toes. Inhale to plank. Exhale to dog. And then reach your left leg up. Inhale. Step it between. Revolve low lunge, stretch your left arm up. And then spin your right foot out. Tap somewhere towards that back leg. Inhale, about 8 more. Maybe a little less. Maybe a little more, just depending on your breath. Getting into the posterior hip. Just flossing the tissues through that large nerve. Getting some shoulder work as well, of course. Finish up, revolve, low lunge. And then plant your left hand down, and then knee to nose. Dolphin splits, drop the elbows. And then hover your right knee, curl the left toes under. Float the right leg back, inhale, hover the hips. Keep the right leg lifted as you drop the hips, point the left toes, take a breath in, lift the chin. Tops the feet down, exhale, round. Lift your hips for this one. Inhale, you can bring the thighs down, lift the chin. Exhale, lift the hips, round the spine. Little cow and cat. Inhale, and then exhale, round. Good, bring your knees down. Just sit back in child's pose for a moment. And then downward facing dog. Take an inhale and reach the right leg up. Exhale, step it between your hands. Good. Take an inhale, warrior 3, supported variation. Walk the right and the left hand forward. Drop your head, hug your right hip in. Now inhale, lift the right heel up. On your exhale, bring the heel down. Sit low, tap your calf, and lift the chin. Inhale, split the legs, lift the heel. Exhale, bring the heel down, tap your calf, lift your chin. Inhale, split. Exhale, tap. 3 more. And then tap your calf, look forward. And then take the left leg back, stretch your right leg up. Bend your knee and open the hip. You can drop the left elbow down. And then push through the left elbow as you straighten your right leg. Point your foot. So your hip is open. Take a full breath in. Lift the left elbow. Scissor-legged plank. Extend the leg over. Hover that hip a little or a lot. But then lift the hip. Wild thing by just tapping or hovering that foot. So now flossing the outer hip. Thread it through. Hover. And then take it over. Look down your left arm. So the gaze stays down the whole time. You're not moving your head as you hug your left shoulder in the socket. Last one. You can take it in the full wild thing. Take the leg all the way over. Lift the heart. And then exhale, Vinyasa, or just take it right to downward facing dog. Take an inhale, reach your left leg up. Exhale, step it between your hands. Come to runner's lunge, inhale. And then standing splits, fold over the left leg, exhale. And just let your head go, keep hugging the left hip in. You're not just laying in the hip. But don't worry about how high you're lifting the right leg, what your pose looks like. Come back to the breath. And on your next inhale, lift high in the ball of the foot, tuck your chin, and then heel down, exhale, tap your calf and look forward. 5 more. Just moving to your own rhythm. Your own breath. And tap the calf, Rock your hands back a little, lengthen the front spine. Step back to runner's lunge. Stretch your left leg up. And then lean the shoulders forward and drop the right elbow as you roll the left hip open. You can wing that left elbow out. And then straighten your right leg as you push the mat away. Think chin to chest as you lift up. And then look forward, lift the right elbow. Scissor-legged plank will take the leg over, hover the hip. A little or a lot. Look down your right arm as you take it through Wild Thing, but without setting the foot down. Sweep it across, hover the hip. Take it over, hover. Just flossing that hip again, more the outer hip. Last two. For this last one, Wild Thing, you can go right into that big opener in the front body. And then through your Vinyasa or downward facing dog. And just notice in down dog. Notice the back of the hip. We did a lot of flossing through the sciatic nerve, the outer hip. Nice stabilization for the shoulders, the core. Notice the communication of the nerves. That very sensitive system. What it is saying. What it's communicating to you right now. Yeah, take an inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, step it between your hands. Drop your back knee down and come up to 90 degrees. Take your hands behind your head, so you might need a little padding under that left knee, but the hip's right over it. Inhale, I want you to open the chest here, tailbone down, and then exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, maybe you sink your hips down a little. And then exhale, bring your hip over your knee as you round. It's getting into the front of the hip. Inhale, lift the heart, open the elbows. And then exhale, curl, pull the belly in. And inhale in your low lunge. On your exhale, come halfway forward, sweep your arms back. Lift the back knee. And then just take that left arm forward. Circle the arms open, warrior two. Draw your right knee towards the pinky edge side of the foot. And then inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, bend the elbow and just tap your right knee. Take your left hand to your top ribs and hug them down. And then inhale, straighten your elbow and your knee. Exhale, rebend. Keep hugging the left ribs back. Inhale, extend the knee and elbow. Exhale, bend. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. And set your elbow on your knee and stretch the left arm up. Flip the palm and find a half bound side angle. Really push through the left foot, glide the left shoulder, head back. And then you can float the right arm out. But keep hugging the left ribs back. Maybe drop right ear to shoulder. Take a full breath in. And then cartwheel your hands down. Take a wild thing, right leg over the hurdle. Breath in. And then exhale, down dog splits, right leg up and back. On your exhale, step it between your hands and then sweep your left leg out as you come to supported warrior 3. The knee can be bent. Take it back, leg up and back, inhale. And then step or hop and switch. And we'll find that lateral leg, exhale. Pull the chest through, lift the chin. Step it back, inhale. Hop and switch or step. Left leg forward, right hip back. And then inhale, right leg up. Hop and switch or step. Take a breath in. Breath out. Right leg high. Inhale, hop and switch or step. Finish up there with the left leg out to the left. And then half moon, so take the leg towards the back of the mat, then roll open. Hug the right hip in, hug back through the belly, down through the top ribs. 3, 2. Bend your right knee. 1, inhale. Just find a reverse warrior. Exhale, right to chair. Take an inhale, look to the pinkies. Exhale, come halfway forward, lift your heels. Heels down, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Empty out. Inhale and lengthen. Step or hop, take your vinyasa. Take the left leg high, inhale. Knee to nose. Step it between your hands. And then drop your back knee down. Find 90-90 of the knees, hands behind the head. So you might need a little padding under your right knee. Inhale, lift your chin, curl the heart up. And then exhale and round, pull the belly in. Now as you inhale, drop the hips. Lift the chin. And then hips back as you exhale. 2 more. Last one. Drop your hips and then stretch your arms up. And then halfway forward, arrow. Take just the right arm forward, up, and open into Virabhadrasana B. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale, take your elbow to the knee. Right hand to right ribs and hug them down and back. And then inhale, straighten the leg and the arm. Keep that hand or pressure on the top ribs. Exhale, bend. Inhale, push through the right heel. Reach through the left pinky. Exhale. Inhale, extend. And exhale, tap. One more. Inhale, extend. Exhale and tap. Now allow the elbow to just rest. Stretch your right arm up. Find a half bounce at angle. Hug your left hip in. Pick up your inner right thigh as you stay or extend the left arm out and drop your ear to your shoulder, or you might be here. Keep hugging the front ribs back, especially the upper ribs, the highest ribs. Take a full breath in. Wild thing. Cartwheel the hands down. Take the left leg over. Breath here. Look to the right thumb. Come back to center. Stretch the left leg up. Take an inhale. And then step your left foot or hop and switch your left foot between your hands. Supported warrior three. And then carve your right heel out to the right. Bent or straight knee. And then step back. Lift the left leg up. Hop and switch your step. Left hip back, right toes forward. Inhale. Exhale, stretch the leg up, tuck your chin. Inhale, transition through hopping and switching or stepping. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen front spine. Exhale, dog splits, tuck chin. One more. And then extend the right leg back as you roll open through the chest. Find your half moon position. Take a full breath in. Soften the left knee, reverse warrior. Take an inhale here. Exhale right to chair. Stretch your arms up, breath in. Exhale halfway forward, lift the heels. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale, press to stand. Take your right hand behind your back. Left hand behind your head or cow face your arms. Take your right knee to your chest. Figure four, right ankle above the knee. And then drop your seat. Keep lifting your low belly. Stretching your front spine out. Good. And then inhale. Keep the arms crane, right knee to chest. And just step the right foot down. Send the left leg back for warrior three. And then we're going to step back for pyramid. Take an inhale. Lift through the side ribs. Then exhale. Bend your right knee. Push through the ball of the foot. Find a 90-degree spine. Lift the chin. Inhale. And then exhale, round as you fold. Think of tucking your chin, guiding forehead towards shin, working right hip back. We're going to take this right into Revolve Trikonasana. So when you're ready, left hand under shoulder or block, but come back to length. And then stretch the right arm up. And just feel that nice sensation, nice massage around the spine, stimulating all those spinal nerves that innervate our abdominal organs. Shifting the pressure around the spinal cord. one more full breath. And then exhale, bring your hands down. Stretch your right leg up and back. Take it right into half pigeon pose. If you're comfortable there, just stay. Or you might walk your hands in and then thread the left arm under. Bring the left side of your temple or face down and then press your palms together. Hug the skin of the right hip back as you twist. Take one more full breath. And slowly just come out. Curl your left toes under. Take the right leg high, bend the knee and open the hip. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath. Look to the hands. Inhale. Step or hop. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand. And exhale, side bend to the left. You can interlace all but your index finger. Inhale back up. Side bend to your right. Inhale up. Exhale, draw a line back, cactus the arms. Both arms up. And then take the left hand behind the back. Right hand behind the head or cow face your arms. Bend your knees for chair. Left ankle above right knee, figure 4. Hug your left shoulder, head back. Drop your left thigh bone heavy. And then keep lengthening the front spine out as you tip forward. It's fine. Your threshold where you can breathe fully. Using your drishti, your focal point. To slow down the breath. Receive the sensory communication from your nerves within your tissues. Keep the arms, inhale for crane. And then step the left foot down. I'm going to shift the weight onto the left leg, right leg back, warrior 3. Roll the right hip down. Take an inhale, lengthen. And then coming to pyramid, so step back. Bend your left knee, inhale, lift. Keep the pressure through ball of left foot, left hip back as you come through 90 degrees. And then again, lengthen front spine. Hip back. Exhale, then fold. Think of tucking your chin. And if that's not happening, just keep your chin lifted as much as you need to maintain your balance, as well as your pelvis staying as neutral as possible. This is a trickier pose, so just go with what your body's able to give you today. Revolve Trikonasana, right hand under shoulder. Come back to a length of the front spine. Think up dog in the chest. And then twist. Send the left arm straight up. And I like to think of the discs just getting plumper as I stimulate them. The discs between your vertebrae, imbibing, taking in fluid. Take one more full breath. Listen carefully. Bring your hand down. Left leg high. Inhale. Knee to nose. Exhale. And then second side, half pigeon. Right leg back. Walk the fingertips in and lift the chest. And then exhale and fold it out. You might be content or thread the right arm under. Bring the right side of your face or temple down. And then press your palms together so your elbows and wrists are stacked. And use that pressure of the right elbow pushing down to roll open through the chest as you work the left hip or sits bone away from the crown of the head. But still just a little more active here in your resting pigeon pose. Just notice what your body is communicating to you. Such a big part of our practice. Take your last full breath. And plant your hands. Curl the right toes under so you can stretch the left leg back up. Roll the hip open if you want to. Flip your dog. Down dog splits, left leg up. And then knee to nose. Dolphin splits, drop the elbows. And then hover your right knee. Curl the left toes under. Float the right leg back. Inhale, hover the hips. Point the left toes. Take a breath in, lift the chin. Tops the feet down. Exhale, round. Lift your hips. Inhale. You can bring the thighs down. Lift the chin. Exhale, lift the hips. Round the spine. Little cow and cat. Inhale. And then exhale, round. Good. Bring your knees down. Just sit back in child's pose for a moment. Come to tabletop. And for this last part, grab a block if you have one, or you can use a blanket or a towel and just roll it up really tight. And we're going to put either under our sacrum. We're going to work on just hydrating the sacral spine. So the block on the medium height or middle height, right under the sacral spine. So right beneath the low back, about at the top rim of the pelvis. So you have those bony bones there, those knobby bones on either side of the sacral spine. We're going to create just some different pressure around those joints, as well as triggering more of the upper glutes. So start with your right knee to your chest, just like we started class. Interlace behind the back of the leg. Flex the foot and then inhale and straighten. Now let your low back drape as you exhale, pull the knee in, and then inhale, straighten and pause. You can point, flex, or flight your foot. And then if it's comfortable for you, straighten the left leg as well. You're getting a nice stretch down the back of the leg, as well as just creating a different sort of pressure of the right side, PSIS. Close your eyes and just take a full breath. And then rebend your both knees. You're going to take both knees over your hips, and you might need to maneuver here slightly. And I want you to just lean off onto that right hip. So the knees drop to the right. You can take your hands to your front ribs or out. But we're going to circle both knees, little tiny circles here. So you're just shifting the pressure around the sacral spine to help encourage it to take in fluids, hydrate that connective tissue. And then pause there and just circle the right knee. So the left leg stays. Good, and then come back to center. Drop the right foot down and interlace your hands around the left leg. And then point your foot as you extend the knee, and then flex your foot as you bend. And then point your foot as you extend, and then you might extend that right leg as well. Drop the shoulders, let the low back drape. And as you pull the thigh towards you, push it away. Send the breath deep into the kidneys, into the low back, down the back of the leg. And then exhale, release that. Take both knees right over the hips. And then lean onto the left hip. So you're right beneath the top rim of the pelvis. Stay there and just circle the knees. Very small diameter, but both knees. And then pause and keep the right leg still and circle just that left knee. And then come back to center. And we're going to take this into one last variation. And if it doesn't feel good, just omit it. And you can come back to either supine Hanuman, maybe both legs straight up. We're going to take the right knee to our chest, the left leg straight. And then guide the right leg to the right. Now, pull your left knee in. Take your left hand on top of that shin. You're going to lean off to the right. And you might keep your knee there, feeling a little pleasant trigger point release on the upper portion of the glute. Or straighten the leg out to the side. But you're using really the brace of the left hand to the shin. Regardless of if the foot comes down, you should feel something that's on the end range of pleasurable, not painful, to the upper portion of the glute and into that right side SI area. And again, maneuver however you might need, but you're leaning off to the right. This might take a few attempts just investigating, but for me it's such a big one, especially when you're really achy in the low back across that SI joint. The upper portion of the glutes tend to really just tense up around the sacral spine. We're just creating that pressure into the tissues to help soften, release some of that clenching. And then you'll slowly just bend your right knee, set the foot down, come back to center. We're going to drop our right foot down with the knee bent and just lean off to the left hip there. So once you're balanced, then lift the right foot and take your hand across the top of that shin. Now you can stay there and just continue to lean off to the left. And you might straighten that left leg and set the pinky edge side of the foot down. But then keep tipping your sits bones up to the ceiling. You can always come out, maneuver if you need to get a little higher up on the glutes. And you should find a sweet spot just to that more outer portion of the hip, top of the pelvis. Well, you don't want to inflame or irritate the SI joint by really laying too heavily on those bony bones or knobs, or just off to the side of them on the tissue of the glutes. And just notice there, take a couple more full breaths. And then bend your left knee, set your right foot back down so you can just scoot yourself back to center. And just notice. Set your feet down flat and then lift your hips up. So that should feel really spacious and free, especially if you tend to feel really tense and clenchy through the low back. Now you can take the block, scoot it off to the side and find a supported bridge. Clasp the hands, roll the inner thighs down, lift the heart. Or right into your full wheel if you feel like that might be a welcoming pose right now. But whatever you find, just take another full breath. And then exhale, just slowly lower all the way down to your back. And then take your arms out in a cactus shape, knees bent, and just take them off to the right. And then take your chin over your left shoulder. Just let your hips be heavy. And then back to center. Scoot your hips to the right. Drop your knees to the left. And then gaze to the right. make your way back to center, you might hug your knees in, give them a final squeeze. Take a full breath in. And then exhale right into your Shavasana. And then take up space, and if you want a little bit of I have to remove my puppy from my blanket. Excuse me, Winifred. Sorry, honey. A little bit of a rest for the head. You can use your blanket. Make a roll so it's right beneath the base of the head. And that natural curve of the cervical spine. And just drop into stillness. Your body communicated anything worth noting. Maybe it communicated a lot of unpleasant things. And it's always important to remember those unpleasant trees are just as important as the things that are pleasant. Just sensing this body-wide communication, this ability to tap into the state of release and repair, rest and digest. But ultimately, using our practice as a way to listen to what our body is communicating. And I hope this class can be a helpful part of your repertoire and listening and feeling more connected. Please stay in your Shavasana. When you're ready, just pause and reflect. Give thanks. And I thank you too. Namaste.